The next version of the San Francisco 49ers report is about to be released. I appreciate everyone who has been following and dedicating time to this program. What's coming up next is that the Niners have signed a 3-year deal with a linebacker. Additionally, the California team is bringing in a well-known receiver who appears to be a valuable addition to the roster. Are they close to a consensus? All of this is on the horizon, but before that, a video was released analyzing the highlights and the players who faced challenges during the Niners rookie minicamp. This minicamp took place on Friday and Saturday in Santa Clara. Who stood out? Over the weekend, who struggled? It's worth checking out the video as it's sparking some good discussions here. Let's start with the moves in the Niners team. They signed a 3-year contract with linebacker Stone Blandon, who was undrafted. It's quite rare for an undrafted free agent to receive a contract of this length with such a considerable, guaranteed amount. It's clear that the Niners made a positive impression on him during the processes before and after the draft, and they are evaluating him for a potential role with the team in the near future. This athlete played for Mississippi State after starting his college journey at South Carolina. A team like Oregon showed interest in him when he entered the transfer portal, but he chose Mississippi State. This 3-year deal includes $92 million in guarantees. It appears that the Niners view Stone Blandon as a player who can contribute on special teams and eventually develop into an off-ball linebacker. Initially, he may be called up as a member of the practice squad. If we recall, an athlete like Evan Anderson was also an undrafted free agent last year, and the Niners offered him about $200 million in guarantees. They saw him as an option for the practice squad, and this same perspective could apply to the current case. By focusing on his development, it's possible he could be promoted to the active roster. When thinking about a key player from the practice squad, we can remember Evan Anderson, an undrafted free agent from the previous year, who was offered a deal of around $200 million in guarantees. They believed he could succeed in that space. Moving to about 3/4 of the 2024 regular season, he was indeed promoted to the 53-man roster. He was on the available players list on game day, had a remarkable performance, and now, as we approach 2025, he seems ready to become a solid depth piece with the potential to develop further. Throughout his academic career, this athlete accumulated 184 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, 3 forced fumbles, 1 interception, and 1 fumble recovery. His most impressive performance came in his final year in 2024 at the University of Mississippi, where he made pivotal plays for the team. During this period, he totaled 125 tackles, and his 95 assists were the highest in college football. Furthermore, he stood out as one of the most productive tacklers in the SEC that year. The previous year, he also recorded 4 tackles for loss, half a sack, and 3 pass breakups, solidifying his reputation as an effective and instinctive off-ball linebacker. Standing at 6 feet 2 inches and weighing 230 pounds, he displayed quick game reading and excellent instincts, along with discipline in his role as a linebacker. For this position, it's crucial for an off-ball linebacker to have a broad vision, requiring constant reading and reaction. He needs to make plays against runs and passes while keeping an eye on external routes, crosses, and deep passes that can emerge quickly. Playing in the middle of the field as an off-ball linebacker and one of the defensive leaders at the University of Mississippi, it's essential to have agile thinking and good game perception. The most effective linebackers possess these qualities. Throughout his college career, particularly in 2024, he began to show his potential. This good field awareness allows him to make significant plays, be in the right place at the right time, and create key disruptions. He also excels in shedding blocks, which is important as his athleticism is considered below average. He started playing regularly. This solid perception enables him to create plays, positioning himself accurately when necessary, which causes significant disruption for the opposing defense. He also handles blocks effectively, which is essential given one of his main limitations, the lack of athleticism. I would rate his skills in this aspect as below average. However, the team has been able to discover excellent linebackers, whether later in the draft or as undrafted free agents. Players who may not stand out in pre-draft tests but make up for it with high football IQ, sharp instincts, and the ability to read and diagnose plays. They selected a player in the 3rd round, another in the 5th, and a third emerged as an undrafted free agent. Think of a safety who also played a bit as a hybrid linebacker. During pre-draft evaluations, he didn't show impressive speed, and his athletic test scores weren't extraordinary, but he has some similar traits that have been observed in other players. Occasionally, he may miss tackles due to a lack of explosion, likely running 40 yards in a range of 4.6 to 4.7 seconds. He didn't participate in the pre-draft testing, and I couldn't find 40-yard dash times, but based on his game speed and his performance coming out of high school, he likely falls within this range. Again, the guaranteed value and the contract length are very significant. It's uncommon to see an undrafted free agent linebacker sign a 3-year contract with almost $100,000 guaranteed. The team signed him after he missed the rookie minicamp due to his recent wedding, and now he has earned a contract in the NFL. This group of linebackers is intriguing, especially with the approach of the 2025 season. One player will certainly hold a position in the middle of the field, being recognized as one of the best linebackers in the league, while the weak side and strong side linebacker positions are still open. Others are, at this moment, the most likely candidates for these spots. One player was selected in the 7th round 2 drafts ago, and another was chosen from a university in the same draft as the previously mentioned player. A third contributes mainly on special teams, but could he evolve into something more? A certain player was showing potential during training but ended up getting injured. It's believed that there could be immediate contributions from a specific player, possibly on special teams. He had a good performance at the end of last year, recording more than 14 tackles in 3 of the last 4 games for his college team, and his style of play resembles that of a typical linebacker. It's crucial to stay engaged with the content. There are discussions about potential signings, including a well-known wide receiver who is visiting San Francisco today. This could result in a contract. If someone is looking for merchandise before the next season, there are many options available. If you're looking for items for your collection, there's a website that offers a variety of products. By visiting it, you'll find a page full of jerseys, including those of current and former players in the various team colors. Prepare for the upcoming season with the merchandise available, a well-known information aggregator recently shared. That free agent wide receiver Gabe Davis was flying to San Francisco to meet with the team. Additionally, there was national coverage of this visit. A Niners team information portal announced late Sunday night that the available free agent wide receiver, Gabe Davis, would be heading to San Francisco to meet with the coaching staff. In national coverage, it was reported that the former wide receiver of the Jaguars and Bills is visiting the team. He was waived by the Jacksonville Jaguars the previous week, which allows him to negotiate with any franchise. I have a good impression of his abilities and how he would fit with the team. His game presents both strengths and weaknesses, and this will be addressed here. What I like is his size, at 6 feet 4 inches and only 26 years old. The Jaguars decided to release him after he failed a physical exam, which resulted in him participating in only 10 games last season, which was affected by a knee injury. However, according to teammates, he never complained about the injury and kept playing, showing good resilience. He is considered one of the best blockers at his position in the NFL. His presence represents a threat at the line of scrimmage, where he uses his size and good speed. The 3-year, $39 million contract the Jaguars signed him to was justified. This athlete could shine, especially in clutch moments of games. During his time with the Buffalo Bills, he became one of the top options, possibly the second biggest threat in the passing game. Over the last 4 years, he was selected in the 4th round from Central Florida. You can see part of his performance. What really stands out for Niners fans is his height and his ability to stand out in clutch moments. He has an often underrated explosiveness in his game, along with an attitude and charisma that stand out on the field, always willing to block. Looking at the touchdown numbers, he has 6, 7, and 7 in full seasons with Buffalo. while his only season with Jacksonville was marred by injuries. Another relevant statistic is his yards per reception over the last 3 years before the contract with the Jaguars, which were almost 16, 17.4, and 16.6. Is he a number one? Not exactly. However, that's not the role expected of him. It's worth remembering that the wide receiver group for the team is relatively inexperienced. It's not clear when a key player might return, and there is a reliance on younger talents making their potential uncertain. For now. Furthermore, another player who could stand out even more will become a free agent after this season. Gabe Davis has managed to produce quite a bit, even with a limited number of receptions, accumulating 3,545 yards before hitting 20 in 2024. As for his challenges, he does have some issues with drops. Over time, his drop rate has been 2 in 10 games with the Jaguars, corresponding to a percentage of 9.1%. In 2023, there were 4 drops, totaling 8.2%. In 2022, he had 7 drops, resulting in 11.1%. And in 2021, 4 drops, with a percentage of 8.2%, while in 2025, there were 11.4 drops. Of course, it would be ideal to work on this issue with him, but it might just be a characteristic of his game. In the NFL playoffs, he stands out. In 2021, he set receiving yards and touchdown records in the postseason, with 4 touchdowns in a single game. Thus, in 2 playoff games that year, he had 10 receptions, accumulating 242 yards. With an average of 24.2 yards per reception, 121 yards per game, and 5 touchdowns, 4 of which were in a single game. In 2022, in 2 more playoff games, his performance was really good. Again, he can be an often underrated explosive threat and a deep threat option. If a key player is out for a while, this could make a significant impact. Moreover, another player might also face time away due to a traffic violation. Gabe Davis's grade on passes over 20 yards was elevated, with ratings above 90 in 4 of the last 5 years. While last season was hindered by a knee injury, his stats were impressive. Therefore, his addition to the receiving group becomes quite interesting. And considering that a key player might not be available at the start of the season and another may miss the first 3 games, the team could rely on a diversified attack. Additionally, a rookie selected in the draft has shown promising performance. There are others who have also been standing out, and one of them is likely to be a big addition, especially to special teams. Looking at his 1-2-3 punch, I see value in that. Now, you've opted for Jordan Watkins, a runner with a 4-second, 3/10 time. There's also Jacob Cowie, who was selected in the 4th round 2 years ago. Tariq Owens and Isaiah Nair stood out at the rookie minicamp. Additionally, there's Junior Bergen, who is expected to play a larger role in special teams, but adds some excitement to his playing style. Not to mention, you signed Gabe Davis. There's room for him in this group. So I ask you, should the Niners sign him? Use S to accept and P to reject. Frequently, these visits result in an agreement being reached. Contribute to the discussion and leave your opinions in the comments section. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers, 49ers Zone, and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a move that stunned fans and analysts alike, San Francisco 49ers star running back Christian McCaffrey made surprising and critical comments about wide receiver Brandon AIYUK during a recent interview. Known for his composed and team-first mentality, McCaffrey's candid words have sparked widespread discussion across the NFL world. Speaking on a podcast appearance that was initially meant to focus on his off-season training and expectations for the upcoming season, McCaffrey took a sharp turn when asked about the 49ers offense and its chemistry. Brandon is obviously a great talent, but sometimes talent alone isn't enough, McCaffrey stated. You need to be accountable and consistent, not just when you're having a big game or feeling good. Every snap matters, the remark immediately set off a wave of speculation regarding potential tension within the 49ers locker room. AIYUK, who had a breakout year and was instrumental in several of San Francisco's wins last season, has often been praised for his route running and growing chemistry with quarterback Brock Purdy. However, McCaffrey's comments hinted at possible underlying frustrations, perhaps related to work ethic, leadership, or effort in practice. While McCaffrey did later acknowledge AIYUK's value to the team, saying he's got all the tools to be one of the best in the league. The initial sting of criticism was not easily overshadowed. Neither AIYUK nor the 49ers organization have formally responded, but sources close to the team suggest internal conversations have already begun in an effort to address any brewing conflict before it spills further into the public eye. As training camp approaches, all eyes will be on the dynamic between McCaffrey and AIYUK. With Super Bowl aspirations high in San Francisco, unity will be crucial. But if McCaffrey's remarks are any indication, not everyone in the locker room is fully aligned, at least not yet. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.